the advertising space is not the design space. So yeah.
What do you mean by that? Advertising space is not the design space.
So it's very output based, advertising. It's very output based, it's very fast, it's very dependent on quick engagement, quick messaging. You need to be able to communicate something fast and it needs to work because you have to then buy the product or buy the service or buy into something. Design it runs parallel, but it's not the same. So just as like art, design, advertising, all of these often are mixed up and jumbled up, as being creative careers and creative spaces. But design is also problem solving. But for what I do, illustration is a lot more on the artistic side of it. So it's storytelling, it is immersive, it wants you to spend time, it wants you to engage for longer. It's more deep than wide, so I would say it requires people to approach it differently. It requires you to build systems and structures that work for that particular design, like field. And I feel like now, for a long time, people didn't know what illustration was here. It's very new here still. So, like you draw, it's that, which essentially it is. But it's not as easy as that sounds, like you said, you have to first process what you're given. You have to pass it through the lenses of your understanding and knowledge. You have to do a lot of research, and then you have to start creating. Then you put pen to paper. So advertising doesn't work that way. It's always a team. One person isn't calling the shots, one person isn't putting together campaigns. With me, for instance, a lot of the time it is. So that module of I need it and I needed it yesterday doesn't work, which for many people, they still apply that to designers, to illustrators. And when you put that kind of a deadline on a creative process, somewhere or the other there are, you do compromise somewhere or the other.
But
you try not to.
But then shouldn't all creative processes have a deadline? Otherwise, it'll just never end.
Absolutely. And I'm all for that. I mean, like I said, design is problem solving. It's not open-ended and vague and completely based on me. But we're not magicians. Also, we're not robots. It's not a computer. Like, I'm a person. Even if I work digitally, I'm not a tool which you can put on autopilot. So I need to sleep. I need to refresh. I need to eat. I need time to be able to put my best work into whatever I'm doing, right? And I feel like sometimes, especially bigger clients and brands, they lose sight of that, or maybe they haven't interacted with that space much. So they don't realize that it's one person doing all of these things. I'm answering my own emails. I'm replying to DMs. I'm posting on social media. I'm documenting my work. I'm creating my work. So along with doing other things in my life. So I feel like, sure, have a deadline, have a structure. In fact, that's fabulous. But there needs to be more space and time given to every creative process. It cannot be I needed it yesterday.